Hello. Hi, Aurangzeb. How are you doing?
Hi, Herrera. Great to meet you. I'm well.
I want to talk to you about a phrase that I heard from you, which was a first-class VC citizen.
Yes.
How has our understanding of that developed, seeing that now everyone's on VC?
That's right. Well, the background is, as you know, from our own market research and other work, 80% of all meetings now are hybrid. So at one time, we would all meet in a physical space together. That's not how it is now. Many of us are only present on that video screen in front of you. So how I look within the pixel real estate that I have, how clearly you can hear me and see me, is material to the quality of the interaction we have. Traditional video conferencing is very limited in this way because video conferencing grew up around single camera systems, and those have a finite field of view. So now if you're in a huddle room sitting close to the screen, which is quite normal in a space-efficient design, you may not even get picked up on the video, right? You may be a disembodied voice coming into the conversation. To me, that's not a first-class citizen. You're a second-class citizen, out of sight, out of mind, right? So the first thing is, video is how people establish connection. You need to be seen. And then you need to be seen in as good a way as practical, given the technology and given the bandwidth and all of what's available to you. So those are the areas that we're very focused on, is to ensure that it's inclusive, everyone is included, and everyone has a fair and equitable presentation in that experience. Sometimes if you're at home, you might have a camera dedicated to you, but if you're in a group, unless you have the latest technology, you'll be one of many people. So your pixel presence will be small. So how in the old days people used to talk about the big corner office? Now it's the pixel presence on the screen. That's who you are to a lot of people you work with.
It's so interesting that you bring up cameras and the visuals, because I think everyone knows that VC doesn't work without audio, but we're just now starting to realize that it also doesn't work without video. So what are some of the advances that Jabra is making on that front?
First of all, thank you for the acknowledgement. I think audio is absolutely essential, right? We want to come through with clear timbre and tone, so the audio makes me look and sound real to you. But similarly for video, right? So the conventional architectures people have deployed, where they now make ultra-wide-angle lenses, create several distortions. First, people in the middle look extra sort of squished. People on the edges look like a trapezoid there. And while you're talking to the person, your brain is trying to process all of that, and it creates fatigue. Part of what fatigue comes from is the cognitive dissonance and the processing to overcome that. We took a totally different approach. We built a multi-camera array, where each of our 3 cameras have a normal field of view, and we stitched them together in real time. That's the core innovation we brought through the Panicast Vision processor. So then consequently, anywhere in that 180 field of view, if you're at the left extreme, in the middle, at the right, you will look properly sized and properly presented. And that's just one thing to enable. Then we worked with movie makers to understand the psychology of human perception. So when there's a flow of conversation, how do you curate the experience? And then we work with our partners, Microsoft Teams and Zoom, to deliver them these curated audio-video streams so they can then pass them on to everybody in that UC service, in that meeting, right? All of it is to help you do what you came together to do, your business purpose, rather than being limited by or distracted by technology.
It's so interesting that you're working with movie makers and people who tell stories in the digital format. I personally believe that the word natural doesn't really apply to face-to-face anymore. We have digital natives now. There's a natural way to exist in digital space. How do you see that evolution going? What kind of pieces do you think need to be added to make people feel more natural, even though they're in digital space?
I mean, it's so well said, right? There are people who've grown up their whole lives with digital technology ubiquitously available. So we think the next layer, and we're just announcing news around that with our partnerships with Microsoft, is the idea of bringing textual information and asynchronous use of information. Let me give you an example. So with our device now, if you have enrolled through Teams to allow this, not only will you be anonymously detected, but you can be recognized. So if you and I and a few other people are in the same meeting room, it will tag us with our names. Normally now when you're at home by yourself, it'll tag you by your name, but if you're in a group, you're a bit more anonymous. So it'll give you your identity. And then with our front of room intelligent speakerphone technology that we've certified with Microsoft, it will also, if you allow, recognize your voice and associate the voice with you. So let's say, you do a meeting. First, in the meeting, it's a good experience because the chat or the transcription running down will identify all the people by name. Your face will be properly notated. But let's say you miss a meeting. So At one time, you had a choice of kind of sitting through an hour-long video to understand what all happened. You don't need to do that. With these technologies, we use the power of AI to create, Microsoft, for example, will create intelligent meeting recap. So you get a paragraph of what all happened in that meeting. You'll get hyperlinked notation of the flow of the video. Where did Herrera say something if I want to go there? So for me to consume information in the modern way, right? In the modern world, we talk in real time, but we also use the digital devices to find relevant information and make that experience richer. This allows us to do that. It's a very exciting transition forward of deeply incorporating all of the AI that makes our life work better.
Yeah, and that sounds deeply digital to me and uniquely natural as well. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very
Aurangzeb.
much. A pleasure to speak with you.